We believe that the person that shot and killed our officers, that he is a person that was shot and killed at the scene. So that's what we know right now. We do not believe, or do we have any other shooter held up in any other area in the Baton Rouge area, but understand this investigation has got a lot of moving parts and pieces. We'll be moving and going on each one of those, but right now there's no active shooter scenario going on in Baton Rouge. I'll tell you this, I'm going to read it because I want to make sure you get the information so you'll have it as accurate. Today at approximately 8:40 a.m., several Louisiana law enforcement officers were shot near Airline Highway and Old Hammond Highway. A call came into Central Dispatch of the Baton Rouge City Police Department saying that there was a guy carrying a weapon, carrying a rifle, walking in that particular area at Airline and Goodwood. That was the information that came into us. Multiple officers were transported to local hospitals for treatment. I'll tell you that 3 officers have died from injuries, 2 from the Baton Rouge Police Department, and 1 from the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office. 1 East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's deputy is in critical condition, just got out of surgery a short time ago. The sheriff and the chief are going to speak on those. 2 additional officers suffered non-life-threatening wounds. They are in stable condition at the hospital now. At approximately 8:40 a.m., Baton Rouge PD officers at a convenience store observed the individual. He was wearing all black, standing behind a beauty supply store, holding a rifle. At approximately 8:42 a.m., reports received of shots fired. At approximately 8:44 a.m., reports received of officers down on the scene. At 8:45, reports received of more shots being fired. At 8:46 a.m., reports received of the suspect, again, that was wearing all black, standing near a car wash located right next to the convenience store. At 8:48, our emergency EMS unit started arriving at the scene. They were staging so they could start approaching and getting the bodies that were at the scene to render first aid. Officers engaged the subject at that particular time, and he ultimately died. That if you see something that is suspicious, and you know what's suspicious and out of the ordinary in your particular area, call your local police department.
2 of which are deceased. 1 is still alive, and Chief Deputy will speak to those individuals in a minute. We've had 3 East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's deputies that were shot. 1 is deceased, 45-year-old. 1 is in critical condition, fighting for his life as we speak, 41-year-old. And 1 had non-life-threatening injuries. He's in surgery now. He's 51-year-old. Each one of these individuals married. Each one of these individuals have family. We're grieving as a law enforcement community. We're grieving for each other. We're grieving for our loss, and we're grieving for our families. And we ask for your prayers. Not only for us, like I say, for the deputies, but the families and the co-workers. As law enforcement, we are a family, and we stand here together, as you can see. But our number 1 priority is the safety of our community, the safety of the people that live here, the safety of law enforcement. We've activated the Louisiana Sheriff's Association Task Force, and as you can see behind me, several of my fellow sheriffs are here. And we want to assure you that we are having a coordinated effort that is going forward to ensure that we continue to provide the services necessary to protect the citizens of this parish. With God's help, we will get through this. To me, this is not so much about gun control.
Well, today has been a very tough day here in Baton Rouge and in Louisiana. And in our country. An absolutely unspeakable, heinous attack on law enforcement here in Baton Rouge claimed the lives of 2 Baton Rouge police officers, 1 sheriff's deputy, and injured 3 others, one of whom today, right now as we speak, is fighting for his life. It's unjustified, it's unjustifiable. The violence, the hatred just has to stop. And it's at times like this I wish the command of the English language that I have were more adequate to the task to convey the full range of emotions that I am feeling and to express them on behalf of the state of Louisiana. Earlier today, I, along with Mayor Holden and the law enforcement community here, gathered with the family members of the victims at the hospital. I tell you unspeakable tragedy, it's unspeakable. That these men, risking their lives to protect and serve this community, were taken out the way that they were. They are real-life, everyday heroes. As you've been told by Colonel Edmondson, this is an ongoing investigation. There are a lot of moving parts in multiple agencies. I want to reassure everyone here in Baton Rouge and around the state that we are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that everyone is protected. Every resource is going to be available to be used to bring these perpetrators, if there's more than one, to justice. And obviously it means federal, state, and local. You just heard from the U.S. Attorney from here in the Middle District in Baton Rouge, but we're being aided by the FBI, the ATF agencies as well. But also spoke with the President of the United States a couple of hours ago, who called to express on behalf of himself and the First Lady, but also the people of the United States, their condolences, their best wishes, obviously, for those who were injured for a full and speedy recovery, but also their prayers for the people here in Baton Rouge and around the country. We have to do better. An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. And the people who carried out this act, the individuals, they do not represent the people of Baton Rouge or the state of Louisiana or what's best about our country. They don't represent the values we stand for. Obviously, our community is hurting, and only through peace and unity can we heal. And that's going to take constructive dialogue. There simply is no place for more violence. That doesn't help anyone. It doesn't further the conversation. It doesn't address any injustice, perceived or real. It is just an injustice in and of itself. And we are not going to tolerate more hate and violence tearing apart the communities and families of Louisiana. So as I did just a few days ago, I'm inviting the people around the country to join their prayers to mine, that our nation, that our community here can heal, that we can get past this, and certainly pray for the recovery of those officers who were injured today. But pray for all of their officers, all of our officers here in Baton Rouge and around the state and around the country, and their family members, who every day expose themselves to great risk of harm simply so they can protect and serve as they have sworn to do. As you were told by Colonel Edmondson, we are not going to take questions at this point. There will be another briefing, press briefing tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And we will then update you all with any additional information that we gather between now and then. So I want to thank you for covering this press conference, and again, ask everyone to join with the folks of Louisiana in solidarity so that as a nation we can heal, we can get past this, and we can be what we're supposed to be in the United States of America, because we're not there today. God bless you.
1 o'clock tomorrow, we'll have a briefing. Anything significant happens before then, we'll make sure you're notified of it. But please stay with us on that. Thank you all very much for being here.